Welcome to my schoolroom. Now I'm just thought I'd have a bit of a show around. Don't mind, it's not actually that neat today. I am lucky enough to have two rooms for the schoolroom, which is in a one room is what is the dining room of my dining lounge in my cottage where I live, and the other room is a separate bedroom which we use as our resource computer room with our space. So this room here, the whiteboard actually splits up the room and goes into my lounge room over the other side. Now, looking here is what I call my little zone. That is the area I'm responsible for. All the timetables sent out by the teachers are there. You can see lots of labelled containers down to the side here, which includes two containers which I always put the girls' new work for the term and get it out as needed. Above it is a folder, one of those little vertical trays, one for each of the girls for their current weekly work and things that I might need on a weekly basis. There's also, because Broken Hill School of the Air does House to Learn and Raise Responsibility, I actually have a one for that, and we do the whole school unit of geography, which is right over the end in the green. So the whole school unit is kept separate because both children do it. In the cupboard, on top of the cupboard beside it, is basically my notebook and my list. I'm a girl of many lists. I have lists on my phone. I have lists written down on paper, and just the things that I consider my need to use stationery basically daily. I have a pile here for my oldest student and a pile here for my youngest student. That's got the current week's work, feedback sheets, and I put units there. The girls know to put the stuff there to mark. I have the sitting under here, which both the girls use, this double doodling and lazy eights chart, which just slips under there and the girls know where it is to get it out. I also have a cupboard down here, which it says maths equipment on the front, as you may see. Inside, and that half is maths equipment, but the other side is I have some PE and movement and learning enrichment cards, which the school sends out with all the brain gym styled stuff. Also have Jolly Phonics being a big, having quite a few resources that you collect over the years. I've actually kept a Jolly Phonics container teaching a kindy in year 2. I know that I've collected up all the year 2 resources, or the resources the year 2 student has used over the years, and used them. And underneath, of course, sorry if I'm not filming quite correctly, but this is all new to me. Underneath is a bit more stationery and glue and just things that I don't want the kids to be able to get to without asking. I'm a great believer in setting it up so the girls can be looking at the desk. Over the year I will change this. I actually might have them facing each other so they're sideways to the whiteboard, but at the moment, being kindy and year 2, having one at the kindy at the front is a very good idea. And the other thing that I always do, and as you can see on the window, are the kindy sight words when the curtains open. As you can see, and I don't know how well you can see, both girls have 3 drawers, and they basically have drawers with the same labels on them. These labels will be able to be used for probably most of their schooling thing. The girls know, even my kindy, and this is my kindy student, she gets her literacy units, even the ones that I use. There's only one or two, unless it's feedback sheets and stuff like that, or they haven't started it yet. As we do it on Monday, it's then put into all her literacy stuff, a handwriting book, any sort of tracing, her writing book, her free writing book, any sort of dictionary and English book, all kept in there. She also knows underneath that is the maths drawer, and she understands that that's where all her math stuff goes. I will actually show you on the other side one in a minute. Down beside it, there's a whiteboard, because whiteboards are very important. As I said, the third drawer down is the HSIE Kappa, so anything that's not literacy and maths, any other subject goes in there. The last drawer is, I call it for me a readers, but really all their books go in there. And at the moment, because she is only kindy, she doesn't actually have new instructional readers, so I don't keep those. I haven't actually got a box there beside her post box. I call this a post box. Any work that's either been marked, or maybe sometimes I do have to mark it when it goes in there, or is ready to go back to the school, or I don't need, we're finished for the week, goes in there. End of the week I can sort that out. I'll just move on to the year 2's desk, which has still got a project set up for tomorrow. One thing I didn't show you on this desk is basically charts underneath, plastic with wrapping paper covering the desk. This has got a mat on, so there's all sorts of charts on the desks. which makes it wonderful and fun. Oops. To have a look at, and things that are useful for them to use. You can see these drawers a bit better. Okay, the kids get to choose a colour, and that colour is their colour. So I actually do covers for the front of their books in that colour, so that we can actually see straight away whose is who's in the schoolroom. I'll just get a writing book out, and this is the writing book. As you can see, the teacher sent out a label, so we were able to use that and just do her colour in there. Now, as you can see, this is my literacy charts. She also gets the choice, and I find something that usually I know is going to see well, of choosing a flower or emblem, something she really loves. I mean, you know your kids, work out what they love, and that is on everything. Even on the little covers that I print out each week to signal the get started, because we do our work basically in the same book. And each week I print out a little thing for them to use, and they can just write what week and term. Well, I have a heap printed out, but it's got the rose. The rose symbolises she knows that that's hers, with a pink background. I have these logo emblems on the side, so I know if my kindy student, even preschool students, you can go, okay, that belongs, if it's a number unit, you go, that belongs in the drawer with the numbers on it, or up the ABC. It gives them ownership of their area, and just a way for them to work things out before they can read properly. You can see beside, and we haven't yet decorated, her instructional readers, which are all the readers she hasn't read yet. Once she gets them, she actually puts them in the familiar readers pile. Also in the familiar readers, maybe some focus texts for English that we're doing. And you can see behind there her whiteboard. So that's the basic setup of my schoolroom. Sorry if I've talked fast, I know I do. Just a quick whiz around. More planners, term planners and timetabling. Up the top, an alphabet chart that I created and is on Governess Australia. And you can see above the windows, which when they're open in the middle of the day are absolutely stunning, looking out into the grass and the gardens, is my loopy literacy and marvellous maths. Everybody has something. Some people say magic maths or have some sign. Off to the left, you can see there's all lots of literacy posters. Some of them are as much for me as for the kids. They're things we can look at and go, that's what it is. The advertiser actually does really great ones that are, and they're I call these a quick reference. They don't have a heap of information, but they're a good thing if you need a quick reference to say something. The school has editing and proofreader guides, and the teachers send out various things like that, which are right by the Year 2 student. We actually use this wonderful chart here, the lazy breathing chart, to calm down. When you need just some time and you're starting to panic about something, you can actually trace over it with your finger and breathe in, breathe out, and it's amazing how well that works. I have put up the sounds, because those sounds are very tricky. There's lots of different charts you can get, but as I had the wall space to do it in this room, I did. Haven't finished the maths area yet. I have quite a few maths charts which are available on. Anybody who's in New South Wales and Broken Hill School of the Air will have got a USB with some of these on. Quite a few of them are available on Governess Australia too. Just quick references, the kids pull these off the wall as they need them. That's why these three, the ones with skip counting, the ones with the numbers, how to spell the numbers. So sometimes she'll be doing writing, whip over here, pull it off the wall, and she's good to go. Ordinal numbers, how to spell them. Simple charts with colour. Up above the wall on this side, that's my kitchen, which we kind of use doing all sorts of things. We've just made some paddle pops and put in the freezer. This is another number chart and another ABC. Over this area, this last little area, is what I call, this gold area is our steps to success in the schoolroom. Broken Hill School of the Air has a whole school plan on behaviour called Raise Responsibility. So we really use this all the time, and I would refer to, are you tuned in? And I have an action to go with each one of them. So when I've tuned in, I've always got my hand at my ear so the kids can understand. When I ask them to stop, I always put my hand up in a stop signal. You know, what have you done? How have you not done that? How could we do it better? And it's amazing how much they calm down when you do things consistently like that. We talk about above the line behaviour and below the line behaviour. But the school has a whole unit of work and raised responsibility and activities to do with both the girls each week, which is really good. I also have developed, using all the resources that this school has and things I've done over the years, a bit of a 7-step cards, I'll call them, that I've put on the wall. The first one is PACE, and anybody who does a bit of brain gym stuff will know about PACE, and it's about encouraging the kids to drink water, using their brain buttons, which is little activities such as massaging your ears and your belly and your various parts of your body. Cross crawls, which is all to do with crossing left brain, right brain, and actually crossing over your body with different hands and body parts. There are many different things if you've got the Broken Hill Learning Enrichment cards that do that. Hookups. You really just have to look up PACE, and I will be putting something on Governess Australia very soon. I haven't actually, this here is, the fonts are wrong on this. I've worked that out after I put it on the wall and started using it and laminate it, so I will be using this one, but the one I put up will be easier to read and the pictures will be better. And there's simple other brain buttons and how to do them. Warm-up activities, which the school come up with and sent out, sort of showing lazy eights, double doodling, cush balls. Cush balls are great to throw from one hand to the other and do something. Also a great break. There's actually quite a couple of activities talking about what to do for eye tracking, you know, before reading, before handwriting, before that PE learning enrichment. And then I've got a few core strength activities. Very great 4 to 5 minute activity, and I actually do get the kids to count while they're doing it, sometimes skip counting. And then some quick ideas for calming down, which can be just as important. I have to thank one of our govies here, Sophie, who introduced us all to mindfulness, and I put that on my charts because I actually thought it was a really good idea. Just around the corner, we also have our How to Learn area. How to Learn is about thinking positive, being in a growth mindset, and we add things regularly. As you can see here, we actually put this on the whiteboard when it's an incident happened, then we talked about what we can do to actually have a growth mindset, fixed mindset. We didn't do it straight away because you don't want the drama when you're emotional. We actually talk about it afterwards. And I know those there, I might print them up eventually and put them out. We might add things, but at the moment, they're fine like they are because they're actually proving a point in what we're doing. I have a desk here, which I never use because I do not believe that people should be sitting at a desk in a schoolroom teaching children. I sit down. If I want to sit down, I sit in this chair. It rolls around. It either sits in there where it is, or it rolls around so it can actually sit beside the kid's desk if I need to. Generally, I'm either walking around or in front of the whiteboard actually doing something, setting examples, so I can actually teach both kids to do an activity at once. My kindy student can be doing her handwriting or doing something, forming letters. I'm still right here with her while my other student is doing something that I actually need, like writing, where I need to do a discussion with her. The ability to be able to have that double, they both know to put their hands up now. Never was big at hands up, 10 years ago, but I actually get these. I actually found it's been very effective to put the hands up and wait for me to say the name, look at them, or point at them in some way. And when I point, I usually go Alana, or just say their name so that they actually know who I'm talking about. So that's a quick run around my schoolroom and just touching briefly on everything that is my schoolroom. So I'm going to try to do more of these videos to help you out. If you have any questions or would like there's something special you would actually like me to talk about one day, let me know. Thank you.